This is our How to Build a Garden in the Summer blog. This is our YouTube channel. You should check it out because it gives details on how to grow Brussels sprouts, bell peppers, spinach, and cherry tomatoes. This is a table of contents that makes it easy to access the drop-down menu. For example, if you want to see native plants of South Carolina, you just click this, and there's the native plants of South Carolina. Next, after that, we said what we did on the first day. And we also included details of how much water the plant needs. On the left, you can see our watered plants. These are the cherry tomatoes, and these are the spinach. And then there's a little question. What's your favorite plant out of these? Brussels sprouts, bell peppers, broccoli, or green beans? This is another day. This is our seedlings. This is the Brussels sprouts over here on the right, and on the left is our bell peppers. It also has a question over here. It says image 1 or 2 of the Brussels sprouts, which I just said, and here's some info on what we did. Here's some drop downs on how to take care of a few of our plants: the cherry tomatoes, the spinach, and the Brussels sprouts. On Tuesday, we added another update over here. You can see our plants again. Our spinach had not sprouted. And here are some vascular and non-vascular plants. Vascular plants have a more complex root system and has an xylem and a phylum. Meanwhile, a non-vascular plant is shorter without that. And all our plants are vascular. There's no non-vascular. There's just a lot of non-vascular plants, but we don't have any. Here's an extra section. Bell peppers, when they sprout is 1 to 3 weeks. And when they grow as a grow vegetable or fruit is 60 to 90 days. The shelf life, it depends on how you store it and if they're whole or cut up. They like loamy soil. You should grow them at least 8 inches apart in rows 30 to 36 inches apart. They are also good in some recipes, which will be shown later in the blog. Brussels sprouts sprout in 7 to 12 days. When they grow vegetable or fruit is 80 to 90 days. Their shelf life depends on how you store them, just like the other one. The type of soil they like is fertile soil that has a lot of organic matter, and it's not too wet and soggy. And you should have at least 18 to 24 inches apart. And Brussels sprouts are also good in some recipes, such as the others. Cherry tomatoes sprout in 5 to 10 days. They grow vegetable or fruit for this case, to 55 to 65 days. The shelf life depends again, but normally it's 10 days in the fridge. They also like loamy soil, like the bell peppers. They need to be 12 to 18 inches between plants at least, and they're also good recipes, such as this. When they sprout for spinach in 5 days, so basically a week without the weekend, and they grow vegetable in 6 weeks. The shelf life depends again, but can last 2 weeks in the fridge. The type of soil they like is the same as the Brussels sprouts. And they like to be at least 12 inches between plants, but always can be more. Here's some nutrition facts, which you can read here. For example, the cherry tomatoes for 1 cup, these are all 1 cup, have 25 calories in 1 cup. And they have 1 gram of protein, 0 grams of fat, and it got other nutritional values for the rest of them, which you can read if you want to use them in recipes and you're on a diet or something. Here's some plants you can grow in summer in the South Carolina, because South Carolina has hot summers compared to some other places. So Plants that can be planted here is asparagus, corn, melon, hot peppers, surprisingly pumpkin, tomatoes, beans, cucumbers, okra, bell peppers, peas, eggplants, and squashes. These are good choices if you want to build a garden in the summer. Here's some pictures of them that you can go through. This is squash, this is okra, this is cucumbers, this is beans, this is a pumpkin, this is tomatoes, this is peas, this is an eggplant, this is bell peppers. But something that's mentioned for bell peppers is that green ones aren't fully ripe, and that when they grow more, they'll become a different color, like red, orange, yellow, maybe even purple. This is a watermelon. This is a cantaloupe. This is asparagus. This is corn. And that's it. Also, here's a little note. If two plants are in the same plant, you should either kill one or transplant both to different spots. Make sure to have the right amount of space, though, or they'll probably steal nutrients from one another. Here's some plants you can find that's native in South Carolina. Fire pink, crescent iris, foam flower, wild columbine, wild geranium, wild aster, wild indigo, bee balm, blue star, black-eyed Susan, butterfly weed, Carolina phlox, prairie blazing star, beard tongue, and seashore mallow. By the plants, you can also see their scientific name. For example, the Carolina phlox is Phlox Carolina, which is basically just the name but backwards, which is funny, but. And also, for the beard tongue, it's Penstemon. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that. Anyway, the seashore mallow is something that's Castanella virgins. Yeah. And here's some plants of the plant. Here's some photos of the plants. We plan to add more to the blog, however, this is what we have for now. Here are the recipes that were stated earlier. This is vegetable soup. You need to make it for vegetables we have. We need celery, canned tomato, broth, potatoes, green beans, and bay leaves. You also need olive oil. Oh, and onions and carrots. And salt and pepper. Yeah. You can also add other plants such as corn, sweet peas, green onion, or parsley. This is the pizza, vegetable pizza. It needs bell peppers, cherry tomatoes, spinach, white mushrooms, tomato sauce, dough, cheese. You make it by normal pizza ways that you can read on here. And here's a spinach salad. It needs bell peppers, cherry tomatoes, spinach, onions, and salad dressing, of course. Except that salad dressing is optional, and you can use any variant you want or any condiment on top of it. That's optional. And for the stuffed bell pepper, you obviously need a bell pepper. You also need bacon bits, cheese, seasoning from this, Tony cashews, and a block of cream cheese. And here's some fancy ways of showing the recipes. And here's a picture gallery of our plant pictures. Here's our cherry tomatoes, here's our spinach, here's our bell peppers, here's our Brussels sprouts, here's our cherry tomatoes again, here's our spinach, here's our bell peppers again, here's our Brussels sprouts, here's our cherry tomatoes, which are two because they both grown. Yeah. And we also transplanted them outside. Here's a timeline of what we did. You can view it on the blog. It's mostly just watering plants and planting seeds. And here's a quiz you can take if you want to. You just click this link right here and it will take you to a quiz.